The crypto market is crashing. Investors are panicking. Reddit forums are on fire, and that one uncle who always says, "I told you so," finally has a reason to show up at the barbecue. Once again, Bitcoin plummeted, losing almost 40% of its value in just a month. And of course, the media rushed to explain ETF fatigue, economic uncertainty. But in reality, that's like blaming a breakup because the stars didn't align. Everyone knows the real story is a lot messier. And to tell it, we need to look at the culprit behind this mess: whales. These giant wallets hold more Bitcoin than you have patience. And last week, they started dumping billions of coins on exchanges, which is like your neighbor selling his Tesla Model S just to buy a Ford Fiesta. Why would anyone do that unless they knew something you don't? Well, before we answer that, we need to address the elephant in the room. Yes, Bitcoin is down. Yes, there are worries about a recession. And yes, people are tweeting things like, "I sold everything. Please help." But listen up, because here's the thing. When these whales sell their Bitcoin, it's not because they found a better investment. It's like them getting rid of their trash to make space for more treasure. They see Bitcoin dropping and think, "Great, now I can buy even more for cheaper." And then they start snapping up millions, even billions of coins at discounted prices, hoping to sell them later for a profit. That's what we call manipulation. But unfortunately, it's not illegal. It's just really annoying, like having your crush talking to someone else, only for them to say, "Hey, I was just breaking up with them because I liked you all along." It's cheesy, it's a little weird, and you kind of want to puke at the thought of them doing that to someone else. But if you're confused about what's happening right now, you're not alone. When ordinary people like you and me see Bitcoin dropping, we think, it's going to keep falling. But whales, they think, bingo, the market's falling. Time to load up. It's like you're trying to impress your crush by talking about how much money you made flipping that Pokemon card collection, while your crush is busy telling their friend about how they made triple that amount off of NFTs. You're both talking about the same thing, but seeing different numbers. Here's the kicker, though. When you spot a whale dumping coins, it's already too late. It's like seeing your neighbor putting his Model S back in the driveway after he sold it. At that point, the only question is how far down will it go? But if you want to know where the bottom might be, let's dive into some data. In the world of finance, no news is good news. If there's silence from major players, it's usually best to stay put and wait for clarity. It's like when your crush doesn't respond to your first date request, but then they send a smiley face emoji to your next message. It means they're interested, but they're playing hard to get. However, when the silence is broken with a tweet from Gary Gensler, the SEC chair, it's time to pay attention. He recently proposed a plan to crack down on cryptocurrency market manipulation, specifically targeting those who spread rumors to move the market or pump fake interest to lure unsuspecting investors. It's like your crush finally responding to your date request with a "thanks, but no thanks." It stings, but it's clear they're not interested. In other words, it's time to brace for impact. This new regulation might shake up the crypto market more than a spilled cup of Diet Coke at an Avengers movie premiere. Think about it. When Gary Gensler drops hints about stricter rules, the whales know they're on thin ice. It's like they're holding a pack of cards ready to dump if anyone calls the bluff. But with the risk of getting caught increasing, they might scale back on the shady stuff. Plus, Gensler has been hinting at this crackdown for a while now. It's like your crush giving you mixed signals for weeks before finally blocking you. We've seen enough clues to know that big changes are coming. If the SEC tightens its grip, whales won't be able to move their coins as easily. It's like when your crush suddenly unfollows you on social media. It's hurtful, but it forces you to accept the reality of the situation and move on. So, what does this mean for us regular folks? Well, when the SEC steps in, it's like your mom busting into your room during a hot makeout session. Awkward, embarrassing, but maybe necessary. The crypto market needs some adult supervision, and Gensler is stepping up to the plate. Imagine him as the cool, older sibling who finally takes notice of the bullies picking on the new kid in class. It's about time. And while regulation might put a damper on the wild speculation and sudden price swings, it's like putting a lid on a pot of water that's about to boil over. It brings stability, and that's good news for everyone except the whales. It's like your crush realizing that you're more than just the funny guy sitting at the back of the class. They start paying attention, asking you out, and suddenly you're the star quarterback. Who knew being smart could be so cool? Regulation is making the crypto market less risky, attracting more mainstream investors like your neighbor who finally decides to take the plunge and invest in Dogecoin because he heard it's safe and regulated. Just kidding, it's not. Anyway, regulations are shaking things up, and that's not the only change affecting the market. There's a cosmic event happening that'll make any Bitcoin fan's heart race: the halving. Every 4 years, the reward for mining new Bitcoin is cut in half, reducing the supply of new coins entering the market. It's like when your favorite bakery cuts the number of free cookies you get from 2 to 1 per customer. Suddenly, everyone wants to get there faster and spend twice as much money. In the world of supply and demand, this scarcity drives up the price. Investors are scrambling to secure their piece of the pie, bidding up the price. It's like the hottest new restaurant in town. Everyone wants a table, so the prices go through the roof. But here's the catch. While the hype is real, the halving doesn't have an immediate impact. It's like waiting for your food at a trendy restaurant. You're excited, but you gotta wait. The halving is scheduled for April 2024. Until then, we're stuck waiting and watching. However, there's another player on the field, one that could bring a whole new level of excitement to the market: institutions. These big shots like banks and investment firms have been dipping their toes into crypto. It's like your crush finally noticing you and sending a friend request. You're flattered and you accept, hoping for the best. But will they like your posts? Well, in October 2023, BlackRock, one of the largest investment companies globally, filed for a Bitcoin ETF. It's like your crush asking you out for coffee. Your heart skips a beat and you say yes. The impact could be huge. Imagine if your crush decides to introduce you to their friends. Suddenly, you're the coolest kid in school. An approved Bitcoin ETF could open the door for other institutions to join the party. And if they like what they see, well, let's just say the prices could climb faster than a squirrel up a tree. Now, you might be scratching your head wondering, what does all this mean for me? Should I be buying, selling, or just throwing my money away? Well, the truth is, we're in for a wild ride. The market is changing faster than your crush's Instagram password, and predicting where it'll land is harder than guessing the ending of a season finale. But here's what we know for sure. When the whales start dumping and the SEC starts regulating, it's time to fasten your seatbelts. The market is evolving and we're all in for a bumpy ride. As for where this journey will end, only time will tell. So buckle up, grab your popcorn, and enjoy the show. And if you want to keep understanding the market in a way even your grandma would understand and probably disapprove of, hit that subscribe button. And until next time, remember, in the world of crypto, your crush might just be a few good tweets away.